And welcome to the Pop Culture Hour, episode 26. I'm your host for the evening, Mike Pappas, Moneybags Maximum Paps. With me, as most recently, my man Darth Pizza, Mr. Bill Beck.
That's me. Nice to see you.
And for the first time, that someone that we've been asking to join us for quite a while, that I am super psyched about. The girl of golden knowledge. We have, surprisingly, we have Heather Goldilox co-hosting tonight. Heather, how are you, honey?
All right, hello.
We're excited to have you, finally.
This is the first time I've ever heard your voice, by the way, and we talk to you every day.
Yeah.
Heather is a busy professional. You know, she doesn't have time to, besides our rants and our nonsense all day on social media, she doesn't have time to hang out with us like this. So you've graced us with your presence. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
You've probably seen her all over the PCH Facebook group.
Yeah.
She's an administrator.
Yeah, Heather, you know, I've known you for what? We've known each other for, I don't even think I told Bill this story. I met Heather it's got to be close to 20 years, right? 18 years, maybe? 18 years we've known each other?
I think we've known each other since we were like 16, 17 years old.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
So me and my boy Shaba were pimps in the hood, you know what I'm saying? And like, we would cruise around the boulevard, you know, looking for chicks, and we would like hang out with Heather and her friends.
I think I met you through Smokey.
Yeah, I had a friend named Smokey, Bill.
Smokey's a good name.
You know why we called him?
I think that was my nickname in college.
You know why we called him Smokey?
Why?
Because in high school, the principal caught him smoking in the bathroom, and he locked himself in, and they were trying to break the door down, and he said, "No, you got to let me finish my Newport." So he finished his cigarette. He finished his Newport before they like he'd unlock the door to like get suspended.
You might as well, if you're gonna get busted, you might as well finish up your smoke, Smokey.
Yeah, and it was like only $3.50 a pack back then. Actually, I don't even think it was $3.50. I think it was like $2.75.
Wow.
Remember those days?
Those are the days. My God.
Yeah.
I think when I was in college, they're like $5 a pack, but now I think it's like $10 a pack, isn't it? I don't even know.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, it's up there. I think it's over $10.
Oh my God. It's not a good time to be smoking.
No, it's crazy.
No.
I cannot imagine how expensive that habit is today in New York City. It's like, it's ridiculous. Heather, you still smoke?
Yeah, I still smoke.
It's got to crush your paycheck.
Yeah, it's expensive.
You try the vape?
No, I never have.
You got to try the vape.
Watch Mike. Oh, you can't see him. Damn.
Yes, you can. I think she can.
I can turn the phone and see. Okay, now I see you.
See how cool he looks?
Be a great ape
cool.
vape. I look like a total douchebag with that thing in my mouth. But you know what? At least I'm not spending fucking $15 a pack every other day.
That's true.
You know? Yeah, so episode 26. Bill and I were here, like a month ago already, right? Close to it.
A month?
No, maybe 2 or 3 weeks.
It's been like 2 weeks, yeah.
Dude, it's been such a long summer. I'm just working my ass off. I'm tired. I got tanned. You notice that?
Yes, I did. I noticed. I was like, hey, look how tan he is.
Yeah. Yeah. How are you? Are you still with the ghosts in the houses?
Hell yeah, man. I'm still working on my ghost show, Ghost Hunters.
Did you see any ghosts yet?
Oh, I've seen so many ghosts, it's ridiculous.
You know, I'm going to ask you this like every episode. I'm going to ask you if you saw a ghost.
Oh, of course. And I'm going to keep lying to you and saying I did.
Yeah. Heather, do you watch Ghost Hunters? Do you watch this show?
No, I don't. I mean, I've seen episodes here and there throughout the years of the different types of Ghost Hunter shows, but I don't really watch it. But I'll watch it now.
The show I'm working on right now is basically the third incarnation of the original ghost hunting show that was on. Okay. So we're the OG. Everything else you watch is our babies.
So you guys were the first because then I did mention in the last episode that there is something called Ghost Adventures, and I realized I confused that with your show. I did you an injustice, and I insulted you there, but I saw that is like an incarnation of the OG, which you're working on.
Actually, it is not an incarnation of the show. It's a different Ghost Hunter show, but they got the idea from our show. The show I'm working on is it's been called Ghost Hunters and Ghost Nation, but it's the same dudes and pretty much the same show.
Got it. Well, I think Heather and I are going to
cool.
finally watch it.
Yeah, I told my sister about it. She wants to watch it.
Nice.
My kids and I watched an episode today, my first episode, and the kids loved it.
Cool.
Nice. Heather likes ghosts.
It's funny though because they're watching it and they play some ghost hunting video game, and they know as much ghost hunting terminology as I do just from that video game. They're like, "Hey, is that an EMF detector?" I'm like, yeah.
What game is that,
guys? It's I don't know. It's called Spectre. I think it's on Roblox. They play a lot of Roblox.
That's what it is.
Craft. Yeah,
that's what it's. This Roblox is like, if Minecraft was big, like when that came out, Roblox is like times 10. Like
I think so. Oh.
And isn't there like, it's basically like a sandbox, right? Like the kids can create any type of environment or scenario that they want, right?
Roblox, you can create your own games. You can people are coming up with games all the time. There's basically like 1 million games you can play, and it's all hooked up to other people. You can play with your friends online, and it was pretty cool to have when the kids were just homeschooling and doing distance learning and couldn't hang out with their friends during the pandemic. But they've continued on to it quite a bit. It was a nice little digital playground for them.
Yeah, that thing is crazy. Back in my day, we had an NES controller on summer break with 2 buttons.
We
then
have
an
NES here too.
Yeah,
it's the only gaming system we have. We have an NES. Yeah, we play a lot of Super Mario Brothers 3 over here.
Yeah, I know you brag about that a lot. By the way, very excited.
Yeah, it's a great game, best game ever. That Mike Tyson's Punch Out. God damn it!
I could never beat him.
I've never beat him. I've never even beat Super Mario Brothers 3 either. But as much as I played it, you'd think I would.
No, I in my younger like super eye-hand coordination, I beat Super Mario Brothers 3 because that 8-8 or 8 World 8-6 or 8-8 when you got
level 8. I never thought was fun, so I always quit before I got to level 8. I played a lot of Big World. Big World was always my favorite.
Big World is good. 8 is the airships with the cannons, like over and over again, and they get harder and harder, and like
lava ships.
Lava ships, right?
That you can swim in the lava, which is funny.
It's funny you mentioned like ghost hunting video games. I just pre-ordered a game that I know Heather loves, but I just pre-ordered a new version of it. There's a ghost hunting game called Fatal Frame back from PlayStation 2. And the one on PlayStation 2, they still say is one of the scary, like people could like literally have panic attacks playing that game. I think it was Fatal Frame 2. And essentially you have like a camera that when you
look, how you see the ghost, right?
Yeah. Like, do you remember playing that?
Barely.
Yeah, no, I know we spoke about it once, but like that's one of the scariest games. I just pre-ordered. There's a new one coming out on Nintendo Switch for holiday. I'm super psyched about that. Yeah. Anyway, we got a lot of shit to talk about. I'm psyched that Heather's here. Heather, let's start. What are you watching right now? Besides like the obvious stuff, finishing up Loki, Bad Batch. I think you watch more shows than any of our friends in PCH, anybody that I know in my personal life, honestly, and I love you for that. But what are you watching lately that you're like excited about?
Nothing really. It's just I'm like rewatching shows I've already seen since there's really nothing on. So I'm like rewatching Brooklyn Nine-Nine because that's coming back August 12th. So I'm excited about that coming back, and it's the last season, so that's sad. And I'm started rewatching The Titans again. That's about it.
The Titans. What is that? Maybe I need to watch that show after I'm done with the current show I'm binging.
It's it's a DC show. It started on the DC streaming service or whatever that they had for a little while. But they just re-released like the first season on TBS. So if you haven't seen it, I think the second episode was like this past Monday night.
I don't have cable. I should get cable maybe.
Oh, you don't?
Yeah,
Do you have HBO Max?
We use we do actually.
Because the first 2 seasons are on HBO Max.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll check that out.
Yeah.
Is that like Teen Titans? Is that with Robin on it and all that stuff?
Yeah, it has like Dick Grayson, but he's like Nightwing, I think.
Okay.
And a Raven and God, I can't think, Dove, and Robin does come in.
Raven, Dove, and Robin, huh? That's interesting.
And
bunch of birds.
What's the green boy? Is it like Beast or something? I don't know. The one that can turn into any animal.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I can't think of his name, but he's a member of that too. And there's other people that come in.
Beast Boy sounds about right. I really don't have any.
I don't know.
Didn't they cancel that show though?
No.
Okay.
Season 3 comes out August.
Okay. They're always canceling shit. I know I went on a rant about that last episode, but like they're canceling shit, and I can't.
Too.
Like, how do you fucking keep up to know what's even coming back, right? Like, I guess if you're passionate.
That's the shitty thing about it all is they cancel stuff if nobody watches it, but it's not worth watching a show until there's been several seasons out so that you know that it's worth watching. Because I don't want to watch a show that's going to be canceled after a season,
Right.
But if you don't watch the show, it gets canceled after a season. Yeah.
Right.
It's just
such a pain in the ass.
And we're talking DC. So is the Flash still on? Is that still a thing?
The movie or the TV show?
The TV show.
Yeah, the TV show's still on. But I don't know. I've been hearing. I haven't actually read any of the articles, but I've like glanced and saw that some of the main people are leaving after this season just ended. I don't know who, but.
And that's separate. That's going to be separate from the DCU Flash that we know from like Justice League, right? It's a different Flash.
Yeah. They separate their TV shows from the movie. Like they have no connection really, unless they bring it in. They actually might bring Barry Allen in for the Flash movie.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a multiverse thing. It's like the Flashpoint paradox thing going on. And the Flash
I think
from
he
the
might
DCEU,
show up. I think that was a rumor. Yeah.
Yeah, because the Flash in the DCEU, he showed up in Crisis of Infinite Earths.
Right.
Like for like a quick cameo. Like both Flashes were like together and they were like, what? And that was like it was kind of cool to see. So they
I think that's
in the favor and
good
had
indication that it'll be in it.
in the movie. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
That
awesome.
should be interesting.
Yeah, I know. I live vicariously through Heather watching those DC shows. Like she tells me, like, are you gonna watch it? Did you watch it? Yeah, even the cartoons where like what were we talking about? Where Lucifer was gonna be
Lucifer was in the Arrowverse, so he showed up in Crisis of Infinite Earths also.
Right. I love shit like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. They actually for a Crisis, they brought in a lot of people from like old DC shows like Birds of Prey from like the 90s.
Now is Crisis on Infinite Earths, is that part of the TV show Flash or?
It's the they always have like some big event that like crosses over all the shows for CW. So like that was like the big one, like the end of Arrow, because he dies. Spoiler alert.
Oh shit. All right.
But
that's a good ending.
Yeah,
like they ended it.
So Crisis of Infinite Earths is what like brought everything together. So it was really cool. I think it was five night event. But like in the beginning, you would see glimpses of like characters from like past shows, and other shows. Even Swamp Thing cameo from the DC Universe app thing. That show that got canceled. That was really good.
Green Arrow probably had to die so he could make that TV show Heels for Showtime.
I hate the name of that show.
Yeah, it's a dumb name, but I hope it's going to be good.
Yeah, it looks like it'll be good.
Bill, I know you love your wrestling behind the scenes stuff, so I feel like this would be right up.
I love wrestling stuff from like when I was a kid because I haven't watched wrestling in a long time, unfortunately, even though I sort of keep up with it. I love watching Dark Side of the Ring. I listen to the Bruce Pritchard podcast. What's it called?
I was just listening to it. Something to wrestle with.
Oh yeah, something to wrestle with. That's what it is.
And he really hates that Lisa, that old human resources publicist lady, Lisa. He brings her up every episode, by the way. I meant to tell you that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I don't know who she is.
Yeah. Anyway, I was listening to the Bret Hart. I think it's like 2 episodes where he just kind of goes off on her for both episodes. But it's a great podcast. Thank you for the recommendation. I'm really enjoying it, actually.
Oh, it's great. I just wish that it was updated every week. He's really busy since he got rehired by the WWE, and he's like their head guy over there right now. So he's got barely any time to podcast, which makes me sad, but I guess I understand.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, because now he has NDAs signed, and he may not want to talk bad about Vince or about the company, because now he's
I think he's less likely to. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it makes sense.
Kind of raw. Like, it was kind of raw beforehand. Like, I've been catching up. I listened to the Warrior episode, but in, like, the Warrior episode where, like, you know, he stopped showing up and his dad died, and then Vince had enough and he asked for money for his comic books. That's a fucking whole crazy story.
Did you watch the Dark Side of the Ring Warrior episode?
I didn't. I got to watch that.
I think you got to get that on Amazon for like $3.
Okay.
It's worth the buy.
Right.
All of them are worth the buy. That show's a gold mine.
Yeah, it's a great show. So who's in Heels? Who's starring in this show? Do we know?
Green Arrow and some other guy with long hair. I don't know who it is.
Wasn't he? I think he was I want to say like in what the hell, the Hunger Games or something. Wasn't he in the Hunger Games or something? The guy who played his brother. I think so.
I don't know if I finished up those movies. I think the last Hunger Games movie I did was watched was the one with Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah, he was good.
God rest his beautiful soul. That man.
I recently watched his movie. What is it called? It's one where he plays the transgendered guy.
No idea.
I forget what it's called. Flawless. It was him and Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro plays a guy, some bigoted guy who has a stroke, and he has to learn how to talk by getting singing lessons from this guy that he used to make fun of. But they end up becoming like best friends. It's a good movie. You should check it out.
Recommendation?
It sounds like a feel-good movie.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
It actually is good.
Did I tell you both that, like, my wife fucking she tricked me? She's like, you know, Obi-Wan Kenobi's in, like, I call Ewan McGregor in this household Obi-Wan Kenobi. She's like, Obi-Wan Kenobi has a new show on Netflix. Did I talk about this, Bill? She pulls me into this fucking show, right? And within like 2 minutes, Obi-Wan Kenobi's getting fucked in the ass by some guy. And like, I got nothing for the gay community. I got a lot of gay friends. Heather and I both have mutual gay friends, actually. Like, that's great. I just don't want to see Obi-Wan Kenobi getting fucked in the ass.
I do.
Just like I don't want to see Princess Leia getting fucked in the ass for the same reason.
I think I know what show you're talking about. It's the show done by my old boss, Ryan Murphy.
Wasn't it like Halston?
Yes. Houston or something.
Yeah, however you pronounce it.
Yeah, Jenny had a good laugh. So I walked out of the room. She finished watching it. And then again, she fucking tricked me again. She's like, oh, it's this great show. It's got a lot of action in it. It's on Netflix. I'm like, what's it called? She goes, Sex Life. What the fuck is Sex Life? So I go in there, you know, listen, there's nothing wrong with, and this is similar to your Outlanders situation, Bill.
Oh, that show should be called Sex Life. That show is nothing but sex.
No, there's so much
there
sex.
You go, butt sex.
No, there's more sex in Sex Life than there is in Outlander. I will bet you like a fucking legit money bags $20 right now that there's more sex in Sex Life in an episode than the biggest sex episode of Outlander.
I mean, the show is called Sex Life, right?
But Outlander really should be called Sexlander. Right. Fucklander.
Yeah, we talked about that. That's crazy.
But is this Houston? Is it a good show aside from the butt sex?
I don't know, because I didn't. It's not that I wasn't comfortable watching it. it just kind of lost my interest. Like if I want to watch that, I'll watch porn. I won't watch Netflix. Like same reason why I never watched, like Skinamax, after 11
I
p.m.
bet there's some pornos of Obi-Wan Kenobi getting fucked in the ass. I bet there are.
Anyway. Yeah.
I don't know what I'll be looking up tonight.
Anyway, I'm gonna segue this. So one thing that I did enjoy on Netflix that we didn't cover 2 weeks ago, Bill, and I'm so happy Heather's here for this because this is like it's just perfect. And you're both gonna probably grunt at me because I didn't finish watching the whole trilogy, but I watched Fear Street 94. And listen, I had to watch 94 for a couple of reasons. One, that era of horror for me is like from my child in my as a teenager was like my favorite. You had Wes Craven's Scream dropping a few years before that. You had Freddy's Final Nightmare or whatever it was. You had Freddy versus Jason right around there, if not right after. I love slashers and I love that era of horror. And like I saw the soundtrack. Really, I saw the soundtrack and somebody posted it before I watched it, and I was like, "This is a fucking Scream soundtrack. This is amazing. Of course I'm gonna watch this." 1994, Rangers won the cup. I started growing hair on my balls. This is great. Like I definitely need to watch this. And I enjoyed
that
it.
show has a great soundtrack.
It's fantastic.
Every episode. Yeah.
It is
I liked it. I thought it was a good slasher.
Yeah. Did you guys? We'll start with Heather. Did you watch all three? And how did you want to elaborate a little bit on each one and the overall story arc and how it ended up for you?
Okay. Well, it all has to do with a curse and a witch, and it starts in 1994, and then the kids figure this out at the end, and then it like jumps to 1978, where they found a survivor from the massacre. Then, apparently in this town, there's like a massacre that happens every few years. They found that out in the first movie. And they, clue all the, get all the clues together, and then they link it back. They find a girl who survived in 1978 at a camp massacre, and she tells the story, and that's how it jumps into the next movie, which is like it's like your basic 70s camp blood type movie. It was good. Yeah. I mean, I think I liked the first one better. This one was still good. From there, you get into like more of like the origin. You get more information about the witch and like what's going on. And then from that movie, it jumps to 1666, I think.
Yeah.
And
it's like 400 years earlier or something.
Yeah, the first half of that movie, I was so bored, and let down. I'm like, this movie sucks.
I wish I liked those movies more.
And actually has like two parts because like part 2 pops up on the screen, and the second part was so much better. And I was happy with the ending. So you have to sit through like an hour of crap to get the best part of the movie.
I hate that.
I wish I liked that movie more. It's so weird that like nobody has parents. Like, I think there's like one parent in the first movie, and
but isn't that like
and these kids are out all night? It's so weird.
No one has parents. They can just do whatever they want.
They went minimal with the cast. They didn't show that many people. I found myself looking for them.
Maybe it was like an artistic choice to make it seem more creepy and make them feel more isolated.
Maybe, but it took me out. The one problem I had... Okay, keep going.
No, go ahead, Bill.
Oh, so I said the one problem I had with the third movie is it was pitch black, like the entire movie.
Yeah.
I had to watch it in the dark to be able to see anything.
I feel like there's a lot of like movies that come out now where like the scene is so dark. Remember that Game of Thrones episode? Like you couldn't even see what was happening. You're playing with the light on the TV. I think a lot of like horror movies now do that. I don't know why.
I think they think that it makes it more scary to have it dark. Like you can't see what's going on around you. So it's like you're in the dark yourself, but it bothers me.
It bothers me too.
I also think that maybe they're trying to save money on sets by just shooting them in the dark so you can't see a goddamn thing.
Maybe.
I remember that Game of Thrones episode, and everyone was, and like the audio video snobs were like writing on social and on Twitter like, well, you just don't know how to calibrate your TV. Listen, asshole, I took my fucking $2,000 TV out of the box. I put it on the wall. I got fucking HDMI running in that thing. I should be able to see, a chalice on a table in Winterfell under torches.
And it was like the big White Walker war going on. It's like the thing we've been waiting for, and like you couldn't even see the episode. It was horrible.
Right. Right. And I think, Bill, you were complaining about the ghost show. Like, you're like, some of these scenes are so dark, and I've got to add some ambiance, and the lighting's bad. I remember you telling me that too.
On my show?
Yeah, I thought you were complaining about it.
You can see everything. It's interesting. My show does shoot in the dark, but it's done with infrared cameras, so you can see everything.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's good. So Heather liked the ending. I didn't finish it. Should I go back and watch the other two movies? Is it worth it?
You should at least watch the second one. I thought that was good too.
It's like worth sticking through to all of them.
Find out like what is going on. Like I do think that it's just
if you're gonna watch one of them, you gotta keep on.
Yeah, you gotta finish it.
If you're gonna watch one of them, you might as well watch all three because you got to stick with it.
This is better than Halston.
I think it's interesting that the movies. I think it's interesting that the movies jump backwards in time. Like each episode is 20 years before the last. It's interesting.
Except for the last one.
Yeah, except for the last one, which is 400 years.
Don't you think they did it backwards if like 94 was the best one? That's like imagine Phantom Menace being the end of the fucking trilogy instead of fucking Revenge of the Sith. Like, don't you think they did it backwards? Like, they should have did it in chronological order. Look, I get the creative tissue that they're trying to, do it in reverse, and they do it by connecting a person who's still alive in 94 to 78, and then how do they connect 78 to 1666?
Well, the characters from the first two movies are playing the parts of the people from like 1666.
It's the same cast. They just had them playing their ancestors or something.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so American Horror Story.
But I think if they did it the way you want in chronological order, you would find out like what the big deal was, before. Like it would just give it away.
I almost worked on American Horror Story.
Huh?
I said I almost worked on American Horror Story. I got offered the job and I said no.
Sorry, they said no.
Yeah, and I said no. They didn't say no.
He turned it down.
I turned it down.
Oh, that boy.
They weren't offering enough money. I needed those bucks.
That's great. Being that it's so popular, do you regret that choice?
Not really. I needed to leave scripted television to get into reality TV, so it was a good career choice in the long run. I ended up moving into my current career track, so and I'm happier with it.
But some people think reality TV is the devil. You know that, right, Bill?
That's fine. I could be the devil.
In fact,
I'm down with the devil.
I had a good friend of mine.
I'm down with Satan.
No, he's not. I don't know. He's definitely not down with Satan.
I'm not. Okay.
He listens to our podcast, and he sent me a message. He's saying, your friend's working for the devil over there. Reality TV ruined my mom's life, and I apologized to him, and I said it's not really your fault, but it was a terrible thing to hear.
It is my fault. I'll take it.
That's terrible.
I work for the devil. I love it.
Yeah, well, that remains to be seen. We still got a ways to go on this rock.
Mm-hmm.
This is fun, huh? We got Heather tonight. This is great. This makes for a good Tuesday.
Oh yeah, it's a 2 for Tuesday.
So
3 for Tuesday.
Me being probably the biggest. Bill is a humble Star Wars snob. I am not a humble Star Wars snob. Probably the same way that when Heather knows she knows shit, she's gonna put people in her place that don't give her credit where credit's due. And I have done myself an injustice. I haven't watched Bad Batch as of last week. I don't think Williams watched it either.
No, I haven't seen it yet. I was actually offering to watch it before we started today, but we would have had to start half an hour later, which would have just been a problem.
And I think that says something, at least for us. I mean, this is an opinionated show. None of this, at least from our point of view.
Watched it.
I'm gonna get to that. I know you watch it. I'm so happy you did, so you can kind of elaborate. But like, I gotta say, I thought by the end of July, I would be like, this is like, up there with the last 3 seasons of Clone Wars. This is up there with the second half of Rebels. I'm a little disappointed, man. And Bill, you shared your thoughts about how you feel. If you want to
I
talk,
wish I liked it. I really do.
You didn't like the last 2 episodes with Hera?
I watched the two Hera episodes I did enjoy, but that's the thing is it wasn't an episode of Bad Batch. It was an episode of Rebels, and
right.
I like Rebels.
Prequel Rebels.
It's like it's a Rebels episode with a couple Bad Batch characters in it, and that's what it seemed like.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's just not. I know Johnny's listening to this now, and I know he's probably still waiting. He's got a busy itinerary this summer, but he's probably still waiting. And
He's
bro,
got
I
another
gotta
wedding to go to. He's got a dog to play with. He's busy. Got ice cream to eat. He's busy.
Yeah, oh fuck, shame on me. Johnny's got Johnny and his family adopted a new dog, and the dog's name is Han Solo. And I think the family immediately regretted getting Han Solo because Johnny gives Han Solo his ice cream. They go swimming together, and I think he wants to spend more time with Han Solo than with anybody else.
He cuddles with his dog instead of his wife. It's a big problem.
Yeah, like the dog won't get off the bed when like Sabrina's trying to make the sheets on the bed, and Johnny's like, "Leave him." Like, don't touch Han Solo, you know. But no, we're happy for you, bro. We love Han Solo. We're very happy.
It's about time he got another dog. It's been a while since he had, what was it, Leia, his last dog?
Yeah, I think they needed some time,
Yeah, I guess so. They got to wait till the proper dog comes into their lives.
You pay respect too, You pay respect for mourning, and I appreciate that. Jackson's my best friend, and I don't even know. I don't even want to talk about that. But like, I wouldn't get a dog right away either. But I digress. Bad Batch, yeah. So not psyched about what's going on. Heather, after the Hera episodes, Heather, what did we miss?
I think it was like, this is how bad it is. Like, I don't even really remember the episodes all that well after watching them. So I think that says something about it.
I forget to watch it. I do. I forget to watch it, which is so weird for Star Wars.
But after I watch it, I kind of forget about it, which is weird for me with Star Wars,
I forgot I watched it until you brought it up right before we started recording today. I was like, oh shit, I didn't watch.
They go on a heist for Sid to steal. I want to say maybe spice. I don't know if I'm.
They're still with right. Sid. Oh my god, I can't stand that Sid character.
They have to go through these tunnels. So she tells them they have to be quiet because of the hive in there. So which made me think of that. Was it Clone Wars? Remember those bugs that could get into your mind?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I was wondering if that's the same thing. I don't remember if we saw them or not, but it was a whole big deal. And then obviously,
it's probably so dark you couldn't see them.
Give it away.
See,
but it was all right,
It just, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, It's like the first half of Clone Wars where you had those smaller arcs that kind of have somewhat of a climax and a destination, but it's it doesn't really make an impact on the overall season story arc or where you really want this to finally get to. And I just feel like at this point, like I said, at the end of July now, I mean, we're in we're close to episode 15, 16. It's got to be close.
Really?
It's got to be, maybe it's
I have
12
no
or
idea.
15. But I mean, the show's, it came, all right, I'll tell you right now, it came out for May the 4th, right? So we've got 1, 2, 3, it's 3 months. So we're talking episode 12 now. I would think by episode 12, you know what it is? I guess we did have that big mid-season point. Maybe that was with Hera, I guess. Or it could have been when Rex showed up, or see, I don't even know. And I would know that. I would remember if it was that impactful. I know my Star Wars fans are gonna my Star Wars friend fans are gonna hate me for this, but I just don't. I don't know what they're trying to do. I don't know what they're trying to do here. I'm confused with what they're trying to do.
It seems like we should be building up to something, and we're not getting even close to it.
Unless they connect this to Mando somehow with the Dark Troopers.
But even then it's not an episode of Bad Batch. It's an episode of Mando.
Well,
it's all one universe, Bill.
Right.
That's sure.
Right. That's right.
But this is a universe of nothing but filler episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hopefully in August we'll get some type of satisfaction here. I think we need like some big spoilers to drop, and some of that connective tissue that, like Heather said, that makes this one cohesive universe that ties all the stories together. We need some of that. Like bringing the Rebels in, characters from Rebels and characters from Clone Wars is awesome, but to move the story forward and to add substance to like where we want Star Wars to go, like why make content that's going to still be siloed into its own story and it's going to fit in back into the prequel era? Like we've had that so many times. We need this story to help develop the future of Star Wars. And I thought that was the purpose with Omega. I still think that's the purpose somewhat with Omega in some capacity. But maybe by now, what?
Maybe they introduced her in Bad Batch to bring her into like live action. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
She's Captain Phasma.
The overall point of Bad Batch was to introduce her so that she can just pop up and be like, "Oh yeah, we know who she is," when like she shows up on one of the live action shows.
I just said she's Captain Phasma.
She's Captain. I mean, there's limited female characters in Star Wars, and she's too young for. Well, we already have a Mon Mothma in Rogue One, so that's not her. She's Captain Phasma. Yeah, imagine.
Could be interesting. Who knows? Didn't Captain Phasma have her own book? There's no like history about her in there.
I skipped it. Shoot.
I have it, but I haven't read it yet.
Yeah, she talks about Rika and Tick.
How do the rest of them go, Bill?
Oh no, it's Rika, Tick. What are the other names? I don't even know.
Hunter. Right?
Hanta.
Crosshair.
Just so everybody knows, there's like this image out there. Is it a meme? I don't even know what a meme is. With it shows all the characters from Bad Batch, and it has the pronunciation of their names by Amiga. Amiga
was a 8-bit computer video game system in the mid 1980s. The Amiga 32.
But I can't believe that. I thought that we were done. I thought that they paid off their debt to that SIG or whatever the hell her name is. That
they did pay off their debt. They did it to help her. I only remember bits and pieces like that. I don't know.
I don't know.
Because they're nice people.
She drives me crazy, and it drives me nuts that she calls Hunter Bandana. Because he wears a thing around his head. Like, are bandanas even a thing in the Star Wars universe? I don't even know. But she calls him bandana.
They are now.
I guess so.
Oh, you want to talk about reality words in Star Wars? Heather had to learn splain. Our buddy Paul ruined it this week. Not mansplain, women'splain, I guess. If that's
womansplain. Womansplain.
Womansplain. When Han says, "I'll see you in hell," going out to look for Luke on the Tauntaun in ESB.
That's right. And she was right.
She was right. I gave her a formality text, but she didn't really need it.
I said that to him, and that appeased him. I mean, I told him he was just overthinking everything.
There was a character that thinks that because there was a guy that thought that since Han says, "I'll see you in hell," that Star Wars is based on Christianity, and
he was like relating it back. Yeah, I was like, there are themes, but there's themes of other things too.
Yeah.
So I guess we don't talk about religion on this talk show.
No.
But
no, but the whole concept of Star Wars is around light and dark, good and evil, and the balance of the two,
which is in everything.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be just a certain religion or anything like that.
Which is what I said.
Yeah.
Right. And the nether realm of the Force on the dark side happens to have a Corellian slang for it called hell in the Star Wars universe. To explain it
Plus,
cohesive.
pretty much every religion has hell.
Right.
Or form of it.
Yep.
All right. We didn't cover this because he came out after Bill. I think we have to kind of talk about it, and we can segue into some Marvel stuff now that we got Heather with us. Bill, I'll start with you. Loki finale. Did you like it?
I have not watched Loki yet.
Oh, I forgot.
You guys can talk about
right.
it. I don't mind.
God, I'm terrible at this.
We haven't gotten to it yet. Me and my wife want to watch that show together, and we haven't been able to watch a lot
Can
of
we talk
TV
about
lately.
it if you haven't seen it?
We can
Because
talk about it. I don't mind.
Yeah,
I don't mind.
I completely forgot that you don't watch it. I think the reason why I forgot you don't watch it.
I will watch it. I just haven't yet.
Yeah, it's because it's been the talk of the town, so to speak, for the past week and a half. Heath, my MCU specialist. What did you? Well, for one, let's start with this. Were you satisfied? Did you get like?
I don't know if I'd say satisfied. I was kind of like disappointed because obviously, can I say who the guy is at the end?
Yeah, we're doing spoilers.
Okay.
We're doing spoilers.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So the guy who's Kang, okay, who's a bad guy in the Marvel universe. Everyone knew it was going to be Kang because of the girl. Ravonna is like his girlfriend in the comics or whatever. Did I say her name right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But when you see him, they played him so weird. And like people are like, oh, he's just a variant of a Kang, not like the Kang we know from like the Marvel comics or whatever. But I was like, as I'm watching it, I'm like, geez, like the Kang and like the Lego Marvel video games is like more intimidating than this guy. Like, I was like, what is happening? It was just very odd. I think it was just like an odd choice, the way they played him, the way he acted. And like, it was
so
just
he might
really
be a
weird.
version of Kang from the multiverse, like you have all the different Lokis.
I mean, that's what like people on the sites are saying when other people are arguing about it. But I have no idea. It was odd. I thought it was odd.
He is the Willy Wonka version multiverse of Kang, and he apparently is the most innocent, so to speak, quote unquote, out of all of them. He managed to keep them away from completely tearing open time and space to the point of no return and breaking the sacred timeline, Bill. But
good job, Kang.
I'm with Heather. I thought it was really a really odd decision to bring that Kang,
like that version.
Yeah,
Kang is very like narcissistic. Like everything's about him, like which is just like Loki, but like more evil, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know.
Very weird.
Very weird, and like how they used I call it like the void, like where they were at when you get pruned and you wind up there, and it turns out he was behind. What was that? Eliath was that?
Yeah.
The dog cloud. That was pretty cool. Go ahead, Heath.
Go about what?
Oh, I thought you were gonna. I'm sorry. I'm not on my headphones. I thought you said something. No, I thought that there was a lot of creativity in the writing when it came to how they found him, how they got there.
Yeah.
And we spoke about this, like Loki falling. Bill, big spoiler, my bro. Loki.
Not listening.
Loki falling in love with a female version of himself is so perfect because of how narcissistic he really is. But at the same time, he's also learning to love and to be a little selfless, but he does it with himself, which is like a good step one for Loki. Right?
No, I agree. Yeah. He's learning. I mean, it's odd because it's like a version of him, but female. So, I mean, is he learning? I guess he is learning.
He's learning something. There's some learnings going on.
He's learning to care about someone else, kind of, right?
Yeah, right. Because it's not really this. It's not the same version of him because they both live different lives. So it's like it's the easiest baby step for him that he could possibly take. Like which I really appreciate the irony there. There's definitely irony.
Yeah, it's funny.
Gave him some real glorious purpose there.
But I think there have been moments when we've seen Loki where he has like a heart, like when the what is it, Endgame, at the beginning of Endgame, and he like says his name and he even calls himself Odin's son. Like that's a huge deal for him because throughout the whole MCU, what does he constantly say to Thor? Like, it's your father, he's
Right.
not my father,
Right.
like, so for him to actually call himself Odin's son, like that's huge step in him, like kind of going in that direction of
Yeah.
being
I
a
mean,
little less, him.
yeah. It's how we say anti-hero? Like, is he an anti-villain now? Is that kind of what he is?
I mean, because of Ragnarok and Endgame, I would consider him more of an anti-hero now.
Right.
Like, he started out as a villain straight up, right?
Yeah.
But because he helped Thor in Ragnarok and he helped save his the Asgardian people, and he basically ended up dying, in Endgame trying to help Thor.
Yeah.
So he would be more, because he's still selfish, and he's still like about himself. So it's kind of what the anti-hero does. Like, they do things. Sometimes they end up doing things because it's the right thing to do, but they might do it in their own way that might necessarily be a good way or a legal way, or
Right.
So I would consider him more of an anti-hero now.
Overall, where would you put this show in a ranking between, like, first is the best, second is the average, third is the worst? Between this, WandaVision, and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, is this your favorite, or has it scale with those three?
And I think at least the beginning, I think I like this one the best. No, I liked WandaVision a lot. I don't know. I liked them. I liked all of them. I think Winter Soldier was kind of the last on the list.
Right.
Cause it's okay. I could, if I watched it all as like a movie, I think I would have liked it better than had to wait, weeks for the episodes to come out.
Yeah.
It wasn't that exciting. But WandaVision I liked because I like the different like TV show, like that whole concept. I thought it was really cool.
I loved
that
every
was
episode of WandaVision. I thought that was a
Yeah,
great
I
show.
thought that was fun. I really did like that. So, and I even liked where it ended. So maybe I like WandaVision first and then Loki.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like, see, if I break it down, I feel like I like the first episode of Loki better than I like the first episode of WandaVision.
But
well, the first
overall,
episode of WandaVision, you really don't know what's going on yet. It's just like it's just like an episode of an old sitcom.
Overall, I guess I would say I liked WandaVision better, like the best, I guess.
Well, were those considered sitcoms? I said sitcom, but were those old TV shows considered sitcoms? I don't even know.
You mean the episodes themselves?
Like
overall,
Bewitched and whatnot. Bewitched was Bewitched a sitcom?
Yeah, Bewitched.
I guess it was. Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Bewitched. Yeah. I love Lucy.
Oh, Lucy, yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, that makes sense. I'm dumb.
Yeah,
I'm a big dummy.
Don't you work in TV?
Yeah, but I make ghost shows about ghosts.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
I make ghost comms.
I think I agree with Heather. Overall, as a season, I think I'd put WandaVision above Loki, just by a hair, because we had some more closure. I mean, not full closure, obviously, but we definitely had closure on like the main story arc of the season.
And we know where it's going.
WandaVision?
Yeah, like because she's there reading the book and whatnot. We know that the next thing we're gonna see with her now that she's a Scarlet Witch has to do with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Right.
I even brought up last time that I was asking Mike if he knew whether or not I heard a rumor that Doctor Strange is going to be edited into the last episode or last scene of WandaVision posthumously.
Didn't they say? I think, I don't know if I heard it from you or if I saw it. They show like it looks like someone's like running down the hill or something. I don't know if they actually
I don't know.
Did, but it looks like there's a person like on the mountain, like going towards, I guess, the cabin she's in or something. That's what I heard, saw, or whatever.
And they're known to do that now. They're known to like go back in and
re-edit.
Yeah. Which I don't.
They actually show him like running down the mountain.
Right.
Why would Doctor Strange run down a hill? You just like do that
because she's
that
going
twirly hand thingy and jump through a portal.
It's funny.
He doesn't run down hills.
I'll tell you, he's got a lot of reasons to run right now. All those memes, right? with Loki and WandaVision just destroying the multiverse on him. Like, what the fuck? I'm excited for that. I'm excited for Multiverse of Madness. I think it's going to be really awesome.
I wonder what they're going to do for season 2 since they announced it for Loki. Like, is it going to like lead into the movies? Is it going to be its own thing?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but I will say I speculate this all leads to, and I'm segueing into this, Invasion War. And Heather's been from the beginning of the Invasion War arc in the comic books in like what, the late 80s, I think. Am I right?
Invasion War. I mean, the one that because I looked it up, I think it's like 2000. Like 2005 to like 2010, it seems are like the comic book runs of all the different comics.
Right.
So it's like in there throughout.
And you're reading the start of Invasion War from, you're up to like 2008, I think you told me today. And well, why don't you share a little bit about what you're reading?
Well, I had to get a reading list because it's so hard to figure out how to read them in order. So I have a list, like a literal list I printed out, so I know like what to read and when. So I told you today, like I got up to, was it number 40? No.
Yeah,
number 40 on the list. So I read 39 comics before I got to like the first Secret Invasion comic book itself.
Wow.
Are you reading physical comics, or are you doing like stuff on your Kindle?
Comixology. So like I can read it. It's a online.
Oh, okay.
Like thing. So like I have an account there, so I just get the comics through there. But I have a Kindle, or I could like, cause you can do it on the computer too. So like if I'm on break at work or something, I'll read a bunch of them.
Is that what people do mostly with comics these days, or do people still get physical comics? I really don't know.
I mean, you can still get physical comics. They have comic book stores, but like
when they have them, but
when you're looking for
people do
comics, it's sometimes harder to find them. And then when you do find them, it's like really a lot of money.
Oh yeah, I gotta spend some bucks.
You can pay like $1.69 and read the comic online. So that's what I'm doing.
I've got Comixology, and I've got I got another one that's like a Marvel only one where you can kind of buy.
Marvel has their own thing, but I don't have an account with them. I already had one because I read Civil War. My brother-in-law actually like sent me like a zip file of most of the comics for Civil War, and then like the other ones that were left out of on the reading list, I just bought on Comixology.
Yeah, it's still expensive though. Like you're still paying like what, like $2.99 a book?
No, it depends. Well, you can get bundles too. So like, say if there's, I don't even know right here. So like New Avengers Illuminati numbers 1 through 4 is on my reading list. They might have a bundle of like 1 to 10 or like 1 to whatever. So I can pay like $5 and get all of them instead of paying like $1.99 each.
Nice. Phil, I feel like this is something you would dig, like on your phone. You know, you don't have to like buy a physical book. It's like all in one package, in one app where you can kind of like, it's paginated and swipeable, right? Like you can kind of it's easy to read, like navigate.
Yeah.
I don't read much, regardless.
I don't think I'd read a comic book on my phone because like, it's all pictures mostly. So you'd want to see like a nice big screen of it. So either the Kindle or the computer.
Right.
But and it's going to be interesting to see how they do it, because the whole beginning before it starts has a lot to do with Tony Stark. Like he's the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. in the comics now. Captain America's dead. He got like killed by an assassin's bullet. There's 2 groups of Avengers, and like the outlaws from Cap's side of Civil War, and like the Avengers that work for Tony. And there's like a lot of characters that haven't been introduced. Spider-Woman has a big part, which I said to, I think, Pappas today, that I think maybe the chick from Game of Thrones, maybe that's who she might end up playing. Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman.
Right.
Because they haven't announced her character. What else did I say? I'm trying to think. Oh, and because Tony Stark has a huge role, maybe they're going to pass that over to like Nick Fury. Like maybe he's going to take the place in the MCU since Tony's dead. Right. And he's supposed to be the star of the Secret Invasion, right?
Yeah.
But they have a lot of, characters in this, like, and mostly it has to do with them pretending not only to be like regular, like people in government and stuff, but like them pretending to be other superheroes, like taking their place. So are they going to introduce, other superheroes for Secret Invasion? I don't know, that we don't know yet.
Secret Invasion. I may have not heard you say this. Is that going to be a movie?
It's going to be like one of those limited series on Disney Plus.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So I'm assuming like Maria Hill will be in it because they're always together.
I'll watch that.
If she does show up, she actually, I don't know if she works for Sword in the comics, or maybe she was on a helicarrier. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe it wasn't a spaceship.
I have a question. Does the multiverses intertwine in this series that you're currently reading at all?
Kind of, because Captain Marvel shows back up. Now, this is the original Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel is a dude. It's Marvel. Captain Marvel in the MCU is actually Miss Marvel in the comics.
Yeah.
Now, in this, he like shows back up, but apparently he died of cancer like years ago. How that happened, I don't know, because I didn't read those. I didn't read those back then. But like, and other people that apparently have died. Like I just read another one having to do with that's connected to Fantastic Four. Someone they thought was gone, like is popped back up, so they automatically think they're a Skrull. But they say that they never died. Like, I don't know. So I don't know if it's going to connect that way or not. But that's like two people.
Yeah.
That have come back.
Yeah, I mean,
now,
I know.
Is this TV show going to follow the comics, do you think?
I don't think they can. It's just so much. There's so many people. Like Wolverine is in here a lot. Like we didn't introduce him yet.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason because I think Spider-Woman is because she's been interacting with Tony a lot. Like I said, he's the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. He's the head of like a whole bunch of other freaking organizations. And since he's gone, the only logical person that would be like take that place from the comics would be Nick Fury.
Yeah. If I had to guess, I'd say the premise of Secret Invasion is going to still be there, but obviously the characters...
they feel like which the one thing I don't understand is like, remember from Captain Marvel movie, like the Skrulls I thought they were kind of friends with Nick. Like they saved them, they brought them to their family. Did you watch Captain Marvel?
Yeah, they ended up being sort of like the good guys in that show, even though they're made out to be the bad guys at first.
Them. And so like they at first were fighting them, and then they realized they were kind of like the good aliens. So like I wonder how they're gonna change it into like them, because the Skrulls want to live here. They want to like take over, get rid of the people. Like that's the whole point. So they're no longer good aliens, I guess. I don't know. That's why I'm reading the comics.
Read them up.
I'm read so I don't have to.
We have somebody on who reads now.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
I don't know how to read.
Johnny's gonna love that, because I was, 5-6 years ago, I was supposed to be the reader, and then I just got drunk all the time and I didn't read. He's gonna love, and I still don't read, but now I don't have an excuse. He's gonna love that. So when's Invasion War Disney Plus coming? Next year or 2023?
I don't know. Did they even give a date?
Oh, I don't think so. I mean, I know that roadmap that's up on the board there, but I don't remember. I don't think they give dates anymore. I think they just give years now.
Yeah. Well, that's what I meant by date.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
okay, so isn't Multiverse of Madness is supposed to be based on House of M, right?
yeah.
Well, in the comics, House of M happens before Secret Invasion.
May not have to go off may not be going off of that directly though. Like it could be out of order is my point.
Oh, it's true. I mean, but I don't know. Because I don't know. Maybe you're right.
Like next year is Star Wars year, right? Like we got Book of Boba starting it off, then Obi-Wan, then Cassian, then probably another Bad Batch season, and I don't know if we're getting any of those other like post OT shows. Rangers of the Old Republic. I don't know what the story
is. That still happening?
I don't know. They've been kind of hush on it. I think the Gina Carano thing really put a wrench in there, and I don't know if that's still on the board right now, if it's in pre-production. I feel like they got to do something. That may, you know what, that may have turned into Patty's Rogue Squadron movie. Like the script and the storyboards and stuff, they may have just rolled that into Rogue Squadron instead, but I could be wrong because I feel like we need some New Republic stuff more so than just Mando and Book of Boba. So I don't know. We'll see.
Isn't
But
Book
my
of
point
Boba
was,
Fett coming out in November or something?
Yeah, it's November or December. It's like replacing Mando's time slot that usually it comes out.
God, I hope that show's good. It's got to be good, though, right?
I hope
it's got to
so.
be good.
It's gotta. But my point for bringing that up now, when we're talking Marvel, is that this year was like a Marvel Disney Plus year after last year being Mando season 2, and then we're going back to Star Wars. So I don't know how saturated of Marvel content we're going to get in 2022. I feel like that's going to be on the big screen for the most part. Well, we're starting it off again in this year with Spidey 3, with No Way Home, and then we get Multiverse next year. We get Black Panther 2. We get
we're getting Eternals. You forgot.
Eternals. Eternals is Christmas this year, or is it?
It's this year. That's actually starting it off. We're getting Eternals in November, and then we're getting the Spider-Man movie in December. At least that's what
nice.
I think the last dates I saw for them.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if, back to your Invasion War adventure and the show that's coming up, if you mentioned Wolverine, and we know that they want to bring the X-Men in. We've got multiple timelines, multiple universes. Now we've got the Eternals, the Guardians of Earth, from like day one of like creation to like this is the perfect storm for introducing mutants right now, because it can come from any different direction, and Invasion War is where you can start to really bring them into the battle, I feel like. So that could be super cool if they do that.
I'm excited to see X-Men coming into the MCU.
I really, really thought they were going to introduce the mutants with WandaVision. I'm very disappointed that didn't happen.
Oh, yeah, because she's supposedly Magneto's kid, right?
Yeah, she's one of them. He has a couple.
Yeah.
So that was disappointing. Oh, well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, slow and steady wins the race. I think they know what they're doing. I mean, if I believe anybody in Hollywood has talent, it's Kevin Feige. So
and me.
And Darth Pizza. So guys, I put up a post, let everybody know who actually gives a shit and wants to hang out with us that we're recording. I asked them to ask us, tell us what they want us to talk about, and tell us what they had for lunch and what their astrological sign is.
Oh, I can't wait to hear what they got for lunch.
I had a salad.
So I'm going to start with my buddy Glenn Williams. He wants us to talk about He-Man not having He-Man. Glenn had barbecue for lunch, and Glenn is a Scorpio. Barbecue for lunch. That's a big move on a Tuesday, no? I like that move.
What do you have again? Sorry, I missed it.
He had barbecue.
Oh, nice. On a Tuesday.
Yeah, it's Taco Tuesday. Wow.
What a guy.
I thought this was a good way to bring in the He-Man conversation. So the both of you have been bugging the shit out of me since Friday to watch this fucking show.
Oh, it was worth it.
I was a big He-Man fan growing up, like as a kid. I mean, I stopped watching He-Man probably 86, 87. Transformers was my number one on like my Saturday morning and then after school. He-Man was up there, but I wasn't too excited because as I got older, like I have nostalgia for the toys, right? Obviously, but
yes,
I never really collected He-Man because there's just something about those 6-inch bulky action figures. I don't know. I didn't see a value in in continuing to collect them. Hence, I went this way behind me. I don't know if Heather's looking at me, but I thought these are cool. These are cooler toys. And I also remember like the last couple of seasons of He-Man as a kid being kind of disappointing compared to like the first couple of seasons that like introduced all the characters, all these like crazy like Beastman and Triclops and Roboto, Man at Arms. Like these characters were really, really cool. And they got a little carried away, you know, like just it was always for the sake of making more toys, but like there was just characters thrown into for like one episode and never saw them again. And that's kind of where
the entire show is based on toys. It started off as toys and then became shows.
Right. Right. So Kevin Smith, the passionate man that he is, in his jorts and his hockey jerseys, he remade he didn't remake it. He started it off like where the old show left off, right?
Yeah, basically.
That's what they said.
Right.
Sure.
So I'm watching this show. I finished it today, but I'll go back to yesterday when I started it. I started yesterday, the day before, it doesn't matter. And we're going to do spoilers here because we all saw it and it's already been out for over 4 days. And like He-Man's like not really in it, right? And that's what everyone's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting. That was an interesting choice, I thought. I was a little disappointed at first.
Me too, actually. I was actually shocked.
I was like, are they really going to make this show about Teela and that's it?
Yeah.
I mean, Teela's a fine character, and I'm more than happy to watch a show about a girl, but it's He-Man.
Yeah, I mean, it's not called He-Man. If people keep pointing that out.
No, Masters of the Universe
is He-Man. You know, like.
and it's masters plural. There's many different masters. These are all the masters of the universe. You know all of them. Man at Arms, Teela, Orko. Everybody's a master here. They got a master of their own repertoire, magic, power of Eternia, and everything else. So I kind of get where they're going with it. It also expands world building. Like you've got world building here where it doesn't just center around He-Man beating Skeletor every 22 minutes. Was I disappointed that He-Man wasn't in it that much? Kinda. But at the same time, like the Orko subplot was fucking amazing. I love him. I almost cried. Like
Orko was good.
I didn't like that. I didn't like how they ended that.
No, but here's the thing, and here's what I said to a lot of people who just bitch that it's an atrocity, and it's sabotage to the franchise. How could he do? It's not over. It's not over.
Certainly not an atrocity. It was a pretty good show, really. Once I got over the fact that He-Man wasn't in it, I enjoyed it.
You know, I really enjoyed it too.
Yeah.
And I loved seeing how heavy they focused on all the toys that I used to have as a kid. This is a toy lover's dream. There's nothing but stuff that I owned as a kid but didn't see on the screen.
Dude, they even had the Triclops vehicle, the spinny thing with the grinder on the side with the 3 eyes.
Had several of them. Yeah.
Oh my God. I was like, where is that? It's Mom, bring down my Triclops mobile. Like what? I still have that, right?
Yeah.
There was so many of like these little Easter eggs of the old throwbacks to the toys that I thought was amazing. Snake Mountain looked great. The artwork. Let's talk about the artwork for a second. Fantastic. Animation, CGI/animation. Fantastic.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Amazing. The world building, Subternia, Preternia, Heaven and Hell. And then Eternia is in the middle, and all of this still all exists on another plane. Mind blown. Like, how much pot does Kevin Smith smoke? I love it. Fantastic.
Not as much as Stinkor.
Oh God, Stinkor. Stinkor really stunk up that place.
Do you guys know who played Stinkor?
No, tell us.
That was Jason Mewes.
Really?
Yeah, I watched the after show that they made.
I didn't know they had one.
Netflix. Yeah, it came on like right after the last episode for me. It just started on me, and like you got all the different people who played the characters. You had Henry Rollins played Triclops. The guy who played Man at Arms, and actually, there's the guy who played Skeletor. I think he played Moss Man.
Original Skeletor.
Yeah, original Skeletor played a character in it.
I read that. He did. Because people were bitching why he didn't voice Skeletor.
I think Mark Hamill did a great job.
Steals
I,
the show.
I really liked his Skeletor.
But as someone said, and I have to agree that when you hear Skeletor talk, all I could think is like it's the Joker.
Yeah,
it sounded just like the Joker, but I was okay with
like,
that.
That's all I could hear at first. I mean, I get over it, but that's what my first impression. I'm like, it's the Joker.
Yeah, it sounded like Joker for sure.
He did get, and I did watch a little of that, Bill, the behind the scenes with the cast, with the voiceover cast, where when at the end of the fifth episode where Skeletor gets the sword and he says, "I have the power," he gets really deep and like really raspy, and he kind of sounds a lot more in that scene, a lot more like the original Skeletor. Where I didn't hear the Joker, I didn't hear Mark, I heard like, because he got that low, so he does have the range that he can use for that character. Because Skeletor does, like, he'd have that laugh that would be really high pitched, and then when he gets angry, he'd have like that raspy, like, "I'll beat you, He-Man," like, like he can have that range, that was terrible. That was a terrible impression, by the way.
It sounded exactly like him.
I apologize for
when
that.
he says that. He didn't sound like the Joker.
I don't think he sounded exactly like the Joker, but there is certain parts of the sentence where
when he first started speaking, right away I'm like, oh my god, it's a Joker. Like, so it's first scene, but like after a while, like it didn't really faze me. And then at the end, like you said, I don't think he sounded like the Joker at all when he has the sword and says, "I have the power."
Right. But I mean, talk about like a mature 35 year later He-Man comeback, like, wow. And then to leave us on a cliffhanger like that.
Yeah.
See, I wasn't aware that there was another 5 episodes coming. I thought it was just a 5 episode season, but I didn't. When are the next 5 episodes coming out?
I didn't know they were going to break. I saw that there was 10, but when I saw Netflix only had 5, I was like, oh, I guess they're breaking them up. So I don't know if they're going to do it like they do their other shows, like they did with like Lucifer, because then it's a long time in between.
Right.
I don't know. It's not a long time in between.
I don't think we have.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, but I don't know why they would break it up if they're going to do like 5 this Friday and 5 next Friday. Like, what's the point of that?
Maybe they'll wait for us to watch like 5 weeks worth of episodes, and then hopefully they'll spring them on us after that. But I really have no idea.
I'm trying to look it up real quick.
Does it have a date? Are you looking on?
Yeah, I'm on, I don't know, Cinema Blend or something here. Part 2 release date. Just says the conclusion will drop later in 2021.
Okay.
And that usually means like November, December.
I don't want it to be that far away, but
when they say late 2021, that's usually what it means. Maybe the end of like, I don't see like September, October, but who knows? It could be.
Well, they said later. That could be next week.
Yeah, but usually when they put out things that say it's coming out like late, like in the year, it's usually like around November.
Yeah. And we know you're excited for Lucifer season 5 to Netflix.
Lucifer season 6.
6, excuse me. I know I'm behind, but I love the show.
So
I will
behind.
I will catch up on that before season 6 drops. I promise you.
When is season 6 dropping?
Well, now I got to pull up a thingy.
September 10th.
Oh wow! All right, so August is going to be a Lucifer month. I'm halfway through season 3. I'm not too far away.
Where can I find that show? Is that on Netflix?
Oh, you'd love
it. On Netflix. Great.
Maybe I'll start watching that show after I'm done with that. Right now, I'm watching Castle Rock, which I've enjoyed.
Yeah. Did you start season 2?
I'm almost done with season 2, and I did enjoy it. It did get good.
Nice.
It's worth checking out.
Nice.
And it does tie into season 1. I didn't know it did, but it does.
Oh, so it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Another show
I didn't watch it.
it's another show that they canceled when it had a decent viewership. A lot of people loved that show.
Stephen King really wanted there to be a season 3, and there wasn't. A lot of people, there was a decent viewership of that show, and they canceled it.
I mean, what show I liked that was based on Stephen King, one of his books, was Haven. That show was good. That was on Sci-Fi Channel. I think it's like 4 or 5 seasons. That was a good show. It's old. So you guys have to look it up. It's on Netflix, I think.
Nice. But Lucifer's on Netflix. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
I already what am I make the devil. What is it? I make the devil's TV.
You make the devil's TV shows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you make Satan's entertainment.
So I might as well be watching Satan Entertainment.
Yeah.
There you go.
See that?
Lucifer, here I come.
Oh, you'll love it. It's great. You would love that. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty cool with that for He-Man. Unless you guys want to add anything, like great animation, great voice acting, great writing. Kind of disappointed He-Man wasn't in it more, but I'm gonna give it that a pass because we've got 5 more episodes.
I bet he'll be back in again. I mean, they kill him twice this season, but in the first 5 episodes.
Spoiler alert.
The fact that he came back. Well, we already said a lot of spoilers. You already said Skeletor said, "I have the power." For Christ's sake, that's the biggest spoiler there is.
I said we're doing spoilers. It's fine.
Yeah, but there'll be if anybody hasn't watched it, retroactively don't watch this episode. Don't listen to this episode.
Hey, how much does this suck? Fucking Adam is like, no, you're in paradise. It doesn't get any better than this. We fucking eat dope food, sit around a campfire, get drunk, and have orgies all night. It's great. You wake up with no hangover. We just party all the time. We go hunting. We run around in the jungle. We do backflips naked.
And he's hanging out with all the other He-Men from all the past. Yeah. And that's the interesting thing. I remember at least one of the He-Men, one of the old champions, I think was the original prototype for He-Man, the original action figure.
No, so wait. They continued the He-Man line into like the late 80s, maybe even into 1990. And they had He-Man go into space with like spaceships, and Hero was the guy that they that was hanging with He-Man, not Grayskull, but Hero. That was like the He-Man in space in the toy line. Like the whole thing. He was the action figure for He-Man in space. So even though he was the old He-Man in this storyline called Hero, and he was, one of the previous He-Man to wield the Sword of Power, in the toy line, he was like Generation 2 He-Man in space. Yeah.
This show reminded me so much of that the He-Man episode of The Toys That Made Us.
Yeah.
I wonder if it inspired the show at all.
That is a great series. We talked about it many times on this show and on Rogue One. It's a fantastic series. The Transformers episode is my favorite, but there's everything from Barbie to Lionel Trains to
G.I. Joe.
Everything. Wrestling figures.
Oh yeah.
Everything. Yeah, so anyway, final thoughts on He-Man, either one of you.
I liked it. I give it 2 thumbs up. I enjoyed it. I still thought that I was expecting at the end Teela to raise the sword and say, "I have the power," and become She-Man. She-Man.
Yeah.
She-Man.
But she didn't, unfortunately. Skeletor became Skeleman.
He became Jack Skeletor, that's for sure.
Jack Skeletor.
Heather, any He-Man closing comments?
No, not really. I mean, I did enjoy it. I'm not like crazy about the way it ended, but I really did like it. And there's still 5 more episodes, so.
Yeah. So
we're just in the middle. This is the Empire Strikes Back. It had to end in a down note,
That's right.
So that She-Man can come in and at the end and kill Skeletor.
I really hope they don't name her She-Man.
I want her to name her She-Man.
No.
Maybe we'll get She-Ra in the next 5 episodes.
I am interested. I don't know if they're going to have She-Ra, or I expect to see Hordak the entire time, which was She-Ra's main villain.
Yep, badass villain too.
I still expect to see Hordak.
Hordak's out whoring around.
Oh, they had those fire bats in it, which I think is Hordak's symbol. They had fire bats in this season.
Yeah, they did. You're right. I remember
that. I think that's Hordak's symbol. I could be wrong.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm excited for second half, November.
She-Man.
All right, back to what's that?
I said hopefully earlier than November.
Hopefully earlier. We'll have to wait and see. All right, my buddy Thomas Eckstein chimed in. He wants to know.
Oh, Tom Eckstein. I went to college with that guy. Great guy.
I'm going to give this one to you then. Mobile games, like the games on your phone that I doubt Bill even plays, that attempt to get you interested with the promise of big boobs, unusual size, big, unrealistic, bounce physical boobs. He wants us to talk about that.
Okay.
Bill has no comment. I didn't know that they
I enjoy big boobs.
I didn't know they had that.
I think he's referring to like those anime, like waifu, like anime games with where there's always like this anime girl with like giant boobs.
Sure.
So I don't know what his question is, but they attempt to get you interested. Yeah, well they do that. You know, a lot of game.
They definitely get me interested. I don't play the games, but I enjoy big boobs. I'm a fan.
I think a lot of people, both men and women, enjoy big boobs. I think
I'm a fan of the big boob genre.
I have big boobs right now. I'm fine with it. You know. Thomas also had a pair of peanut butter sandwiches. Not one. He had a pair. He had two. He had a few. Not a few. He had a couple. He had a pair of peanut butter sandwiches and some cherries. He had a little fruit with his lunch.
Oh, nice. Did he use a cherry emoji?
He did not. Missed opportunity.
Come on, Tom.
Missed opportunity. Thomas is a Gemini, which explains his two peanut butter sandwiches for the two versions of his personality.
There you go.
Our buddy Rick Villanueva just put a GIF of, I don't know if that's Lionel Richie, but it says, "Bustin' makes me feel good." And it's a gentleman singing.
It makes me feel good, too. I enjoy busting.
I busted last night a few times.
Speaking of big boobs.
Open, you know? Speaking of big boobs. Justin Anderson. Justin Anderson says, Masters of the Universe. We covered that, Justin. I hope you enjoyed the coverage. Netflix's decision to split it into two. Kind of covered that. Impact that it's having on it now it's been viewed. Kevin Smith's own recent podcast teases about part 2 in focus. I will have to listen to Kevin Smith's podcast now. I think I watch
me too.
Sometimes. Yeah, I think we covered all that. My buddy Justin Foster, who I play Final Fantasy 14 and 11 with over the past 15 years, says, "Why are there such shitty game ports to mobile?" Well, if they've got big boobs, they're not that shitty.
Yeah.
You know?
Those sound pretty titty.
Because they require microtransactions to steal your money and keep you addicted and keep the habit-forming personalities of humanity alive and well. Amber Coward says, new trailer of Cobra. Is there a new trailer of Cobra Kai out, guys?
I don't
know. I saw the new trailer for what was the new trailer that came out today?
Ghostbusters. We're going to talk about
Ghostbusters. That's right.
Let me just look. Why would Amber's usually on point? Did a Cobra Kai trailer drop today?
Did they drop it on purpose because we were doing an episode today?
Like it's hot? Yeah, they must. I don't see it on YouTube. No, that's the old Terry Silver trailer. I don't see I guess she wants us to still talk about Cobra Kai. I'm excited for Cobra Kai. We're getting closer. I'm excited. Terry Silver's coming back. Maybe Matt Barnes. I know Bill's got a hard on for this as well, like me.
It's Mike Barnes. That's a buddy of mine. Played him.
I always say Matt Barnes. You always correct
me. Mike Barnes, Karate's bad boy. He's one of the villains from Karate Kid 3.
Karate Kid 3? I mean, on Cobra Kai?
I don't know if he's going to be in Cobra Kai, but I wouldn't be surprised because they bring back everybody else. They brought the main villain from Karate Kid 2 this past season.
Mike Barnes, the bad boy of karate, is coming back with Terry Silver. You're hearing it now from Moneybags. I'm telling you. Guarantee it. I put $20 on it.
I wrote a TV show pilot for that guy.
I know you told me. He's a nice guy, right?
Yeah, nice enough. I like him. And he sent my kids a video after we watched while we were watching Karate Kid 3. I texted him telling him we were watching it, and he sent them a video saying hi and that Daniel LaRusso is the real villain from Karate Kid.
What are the chances on him if he appears in season 4? We get him on here for like 5-10 minutes for an interview.
I might be able to. I might be able to make it happen.
I would spank your monkey.
Okay, I'll get him on then because I would like my monkey spanked.
Fantastic. Heather, you're a big Cobra Kai fan, right? Or you just enjoyed the show? I know you watched it.
I do like it. I'm not like a huge diehard fan or anything.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, listen, Amber, if we missed a new trailer, we're probably gonna post this tomorrow if I send it to Johnny tonight. Post that shit in the group because I can't find it. But there's some Cobra Kai stuff. Amber
I think she's probably talking about the Terry Silver trailer. That's my guess.
I guess we never covered it because I know Amber listens to us like religiously and she has for a very long time and I love her for that.
Amber's great.
She's fantastic. I wish her the best. I know she's listening. Amber had chicken fettuccine Alfredo today.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Damn.
I mean, do you order that for takeout? Do you make that? Is it one of those like, microwave TV dinners?
If it's for lunch, I bet she made it.
Right?
Yeah. That's my guess.
Sounds fantastic.
If you're going to ask my opinion on chicken fettuccine Alfredo.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry, guys.
Yeah, me too. I haven't eaten dinner yet.
You didn't? Oh, what time is it there?
Yeah, I started at 6 p.m. here.
Oh.
We're gonna wrap this up soon.
It's only 7:30 right now.
I'm gonna hold you in contempt for a little bit longer, and then you can go eat your chicken fettuccine Alfredo.
That's all right. You can spank my monkey.
We got it's very important information. Amber Coward's actually a Taurus, ladies and gentlemen. Very important.
Okay. All
Keep
right.
that in mind.
I don't know what relevance that has. I don't know anything about astrology myself.
Creative, great sense of humor, very lovable person. It's fantastic. Jesse Anacosta, our buddy Jesse. What's up, bro?
Mm-hmm.
It's his wife's birthday. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday,
Jesse.
wife.
Happy birthday,
Mrs. Acosta.
They're in Reno, Nevada. So who knows? Anything goes on in Reno. So good luck to you with anything that could go on there. BLT. I don't know what that means. Oh, we had a bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich today.
Yeah, I haven't had one of those in a long time. He'll have to write back and tell us how it was.
That sounds delicious. Jesse Acosta's a Scorpio. He's got that fire in him. It's all passion, though. We love you, Jesse. Okay, so we're gonna finish this up. I gotta mention this. I've been talking about it for 2 days in the group. I'm very excited. It came out. Ghostbusters Afterlife trailer came out today. With a lot of clips that we've already seen, but but they added a bunch, included some very special stuff at the end. Did you guys watch this, Bill?
Yes.
Well, yeah. My favorite part of it was seeing Janine. Was it Janine? Is that her name?
Yeah, Janine.
Yeah, she's in it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we did.
She's at the beginning talking about Egon.
Yeah, we saw Janine. That's Grandma.
Right.
And it looks great, man. They're going after Slimer, and they got Ecto-1. They got a fucking drone ghost trap. They don't got that on Ghost Hunters, Bill, right? The ghost trap with the fucking with the wheels. Not a drone. It's a remote control ghost trap. 4 wheels.
Is it? I saw that thing fly out of the back, but I didn't know what it was. Oh, that makes sense because I think it shows them chasing after Slimer with the gunner seat. So that would make sense that if they're driving a car, they need a mobile ghost trap.
I love that. I thought that was fantastic. What a great
was that a toy? Because I know that the sidecar, the gunner seat was part of the toy that came out of Ecto-1.
That's right. I don't think in Ghostbusters 2, I know in Ghostbusters 1 we did not see that. In Ghostbusters 2, I'm like 90% sure that didn't happen. Yes, Ecto-1 as the toy, that seat came out like a sidecar, like a sidecar battle seat.
The gunner seat. Yeah, it's called a gunner seat.
Right. Super cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I think this trailer shows a lot of callbacks to the original movie.
A lot of the same ghosts, by the way.
Similar ghosts, yeah. And I feel like they're going to have another bad guy like Gozer at the end because they showed some kind of a bad guy crawling out of a pit that reminded me of Gozer.
You think it's Zool? Imagine Zool comes back.
Well, Zool was the one who played Dana Barrett was Zool.
I know.
And we do see that crazy that dog-looking thing that eats Rick Moranis in the first movie. We see one of those.
Yeah, it turns him into the Keymaster.
So maybe there's a Zool, because Zool was one of those dogs.
Zool was the gatekeeper.
No, Vince Clortho was the Zool was the gatekeeper. You're right.
Yeah.
And Vince Clortho was the
Gozar the Gozerian.
Yeah.
Gozar. Love Gozar.
Anyway, good old Gozer.
As long as they have a villain that's better than Vigo. Vigo!
I enjoyed Vigo just fine. I enjoyed Ghostbusters.
It's Vigo!
It's not as good as Ghostbusters 1, but Ghostbusters 2 is fine.
Yeah, I liked it.
You think Baby Oscar's all grown up? We're going to see Baby Oscar as a grown-up Baby Oscar?
It's going to be called, his name is going to be Grown Up Oscar.
Wait, what if Paul Rudd is Baby Oscar? What if Paul Rudd's Baby Oscar?
Maybe he is Baby Oscar.
He is a Baby Oscar. No, he's Nude Tane. You know who Nude Tane is?
No.
You guys got
sort of like, is that like butane?
Tim and Eric on Adult Swim.
I don't watch Adult Swim.
You probably should do that. It's great. Heather, what do you think about this trailer? You excited?
Yeah, I am. I've been excited since the first trailer dropped.
Yeah. My kids love the first two movies, so I'm excited to bring my kids this November.
Did they give a date or they just say November?
It's November. I don't know the actual date.
But did they? I'm asking.
And it said. Let me see. It said in theaters exclusively too.
Oh,
so you're not gonna be able to pre-order that on whatever.
I only pre-ordered Black Widow.
I still haven't seen that.
Hold on. I'm trying to see if we got a date here. Let's see.
I'll be your date.
You're always my date.
Yeah.
You're more my date than my wife these days. Hold on. Let me see what we got here. We got, what does it say?
It's because you offered to spank my monkey.
I know.
Yeah.
It doesn't say. Maybe it's because I have the audio off, but it doesn't say like November and a date. It just, really?
I read November somewhere. I don't know if it says it at the end of the trailer or not.
It says movie exclusively in theaters. I don't know. I just ruined it. All right, whatever. It's probably some Friday and like around Thanksgiving. It's got to be.
And it'll be the #1 movie in the country.
I don't know. Maybe
it's in November. Do you think they're going to put up against Eternals?
Yeah, it's going to go up against Eternals. Then it only has 2 to 2.5, maybe 3, maybe a month before No Way Home. Like once No Way Home drops on that Star Wars date, which is December 18th, right? 18th or 19th.
Yeah,
I will see Ghostbusters before Eternals for sure.
I honestly think that more people will see Ghostbusters than Eternals.
Yeah, well,
nobody knows who the Eternals are.
Right, they're not established, right? So that you don't have an established franchise characters yet there. So it's like, but eventually they will be. This is the movie that'll do it. But awesome. This is a great show. I had fun.
Me too.
You
guys have fun?
Good to have Heather on finally. I knew she'd have fun.
I hope she decides to join us more often, if not every 2 weeks. Hopefully she will.
Maybe.
It depends how well I behave. Sometimes I don't behave. She gets frustrated with me, so I got to behave. You know? That was a joke. It's fine. All right, I'll do some business really quick. Guys, please leave us reviews on iTunes and Google Play. It helps us out a lot. We really appreciate it. Maybe when Johnny comes back, we will do some giveaways once again. Bill, where can they find you, buddy? Where do you live these days virtually?
Oh God, you just find me on Facebook on the PCH group for the most part. I am on Twitter at Real Darth Pizza. I'm on Instagram as Real Darth Pizza, but I barely use them. So
you can find me at Maximum Paps on Twitter. You can send your emails in to the popculturehour@gmail.com. I don't know if we will read them. I think we will actually. If you write in, I'll make sure we read them. But email hasn't been big since we've been so communicative on Facebook.
Yeah, we get the most action from Facebook.
Yeah, and very active on the Pop Culture Hour Facebook group. And our newest member of the crew, vocally, not verbally, not written. Heather, where can our listeners find you at?
PCH Facebook page, I guess.
There you go. There you go. Facebook beating out Twitter. Jason Ward hates that.
Yeah.
Hates it. Can't stand it.
Never use my Twitter.
I think you dig it. I think you would. But that's neither here nor there. All right, guys. I'm taking us out.
All right.
Say bye.
Bye.
Say bye. Bye.